Here is our deal of the week right here at Crossroad Cues. You may recognize this cue if you follow our page. The last time that it was available, we had the green felt. This is a cue that we nicknamed the Irish cue. It's made by one of my favorite cue makers by far, who also happens to be another what we call Hoosier. That means that he's from the great state of Indiana, like myself. We are located in Northwest Indiana. And this cue is made by Mr. Mike Stacey. Most of you that are in the pool world, or you've been around pool cues for a little while, you know that Mike is not a newcomer. Mike is an excellent cue maker. His cues never do seem to come available real often on the resale market, and there's real good reason for that. Mike builds his cues very similar to Southwest. He doesn't copy their work. Mike's a really good cue maker in his own respect. But what I mean by that is some of the similarities, for instance, would be the big pin that's got the 3/8 big pin. And this particular cue right here, obviously it's called the Irish cue for obvious reasons. You got an Irish linen wrap, which is green and white speck. And then you've got some really cool kind of green accents here. So the ring work is what I would like to call Southwest style ring work. Again, this is not meant to be a copy by any way, shape, or form. A lot of people will take what we call influence from Southwest. And that's one of the things that I like the best about Mike's work is that Mike has his own unique style, his own unique flair, but I just love the solid hit of his cues. I actually keep some in my personal collection. You won't meet a better person to work with than Mike, and he takes his craft very, very serious. Again, there's a good reason why you rarely ever see Mike Stacey cues come up on the resale market, and if you do, they don't last real long because people know that they're going to play. They're great looking cues, but they perform very good on the table. So, because this is our deal of the week, I will of course give you a 100% money back guarantee. So we sold this cue to one of our best customers. He is not able to use the cue. He traded it back into us here, and this cue has only had very, very, very little play. There's no issues whatsoever. No dents, no dings, no scratches. The finish on the butt looks like brand new. This is really nice. I like how Mike took a simpler wood but made a very powerful cue out of it. This cue right here, if somebody doesn't buy it, I will gladly keep it right here in the personal collection because I love Mike's cues. And this is a perfect everyday player in my opinion. It's a very understated cue. Nothing real fancy on it. But I love the playability, I love the hit, and I love how Mike does the Southwest style ring work. So you've got old school straight grain maple, Irish linen wrap, of course, the big pin 3/8 for my Southwest fans out there. Notice he's got that wood to wood joint. Again, very, very, very good construction. And then of course you've got the Cocobollo deco ring down here with the green ring work, hence the Irish cue. Now what's cool about this comes with the best of both worlds. You've got a 13 millimeter Mike Stacey maple shaft. Look at all the rings in there. Mike doesn't just go into a cheap wood pile and throw cues together. His wood is aged very, very, very well in his shop. I've seen some pictures before, and he shared with me how long he waits on some of the shaft wood. That wood has been aged for many years on your typical cue from Mike, and you can see the rings in that. So great looking 13 millimeter maple if you like those. And then you also have a Mike Stacey all original Kielwood. Mike kind of just started doing these Kielwoods because he used to build primarily with the maple shafts. But I tell you what, you wouldn't know it. I'm actually going to probably put in an order for one of my other cues because, man, this is one of the best Kielwoods. Nice kind of medium roast. Again, with the green ring work on there that goes along with the theme of the Irish cue. And then again, just light play. This shaft right here, right now is between a 12.4 and a 12.5, depending on where you measure it at. So if you like a little bit thinner of a shaft, starts off at a 12.4 and it quickly tapers into a 12.5 or better as you go down just about an inch or two there. So that's where it's at right now. And then the maple shaft, of course, like I said, is the 13 millimeter. So this is the official Irish Cue. I'm going to do it as a deal of the week for only $8.99 plus shipping. Only $8.99. You can't hardly buy a Sneaky Pete, buy a big-time cue maker like this, or a Merry Widow. This is a really solid plain cue that also has the Kielwood upgrade. You know, most Kielwoods, they cost $400 by themselves, plus, depending on who you're getting them from. You can get this one right here for only $8.99, and it will not last. Check us out at crossroadcues.com. That's the Irish Cue by Mr. Mike Stacey.